Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and welcome to a bunch of videos with me wearing this shirt because man, do I have a lot to do today. Uh, Invincible came out. Totally snuck up on me, but I had to work, so had to finish all that stuff. CJ Champ made the video, and we got Nostalgia Critic. So we're tackling Nostalgia Critic first. And man, he did Beauty and the Beast. They were all saying like a Disney animated classic. I thought he was gonna do like Cinderella or something old, but no, he did Beauty and the Beast, and oh, this is gonna make so many people I know happy, especially a certain someone. You know who you are. Oh man, Beauty and the Beast. I love this movie. I have a weird past with it too. I had never actually seen it until I was maybe 13 or 14 years old or something like that. It was really long because I never saw it when I was a kid. My parents were like, "Yeah, we totally took you to see it." I'm like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't take me to see it. You were thinking of Lion King." So yeah, they never took me in. They never got me the video, which is whatever. It all fell by the wayside, and I guess I didn't ask for it enough. It was actually really hard to find. I think uh, it wasn't until I finally got my own Blu-ray, really, until I was able to actually watch it, and it was just like, oh, actually, I think I saw it on TV first, and then I got it on Blu-ray, and I really got to appreciate the movie. And boy, isn't the movie spectacular? It really is. It really honestly too. I actually met Paige O'Hara at Con once, and I actually she's such a sweet woman. She's such a sweet woman, and she just seems like she's really underappreciated. Really, she should have been able to voice at least more. Her talent should have been like appreciated more because the woman can really sing, as you know, and it's just it's a shame. Her and Jodie Benson really underappreciated, but I guess people need actual live action princesses instead of people who can voice them, which just really sucks. Ooh, that got depressing. But yeah, I love this movie. I always had this favorite part too when Belle leaves the like when I was still like this would it be too girly or whatever if they didn't have the wolf scene where they get where the guy get where Belle gets chased out of the castle and everything, and it's just a really intense scene, and Beast nearly dies just by just protecting her from these wolves, and it was such a badass scene too. And I don't know, I feel like the Disney Renaissance movies always had really badass scenes, but honestly, there were some really badass scenes in the old ones too, especially in the '80s with the Fox and the Hound. One of my favorite Disney movies. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily in my top three Disney movies, but yeah, it's pretty close to that afterwards. Like, top five, top three. I never really got past three. It's it was like first is Lion King, the second is Fox and the Hound, and then the third is Hunchback of Notre Dame. I have a weird list, but I love those movies. You'd have to really, I'd really have to make a list of my all-time favorite Disney movies. Ugh. But anyway, enough talking about that because man, I'm so excited to hear what he has to say about it. I know I've heard a lot of him because he loves this movie. He loves this movie too. It's probably his favorite, one of his favorites. I think what he said was it was if Fantasia wasn't as perfect as it was, then Beauty and the Beast would definitely would be his top Disney movie, and it really shows. It got nominated for Best Picture, one of the first animated movies to be nominated for Best Picture. Can you believe that shit? It's spectacular. It's a spectacular movie. But hey, let's at least pray to God it's not the crappy ass remake of Ugh, I hate that remake. But let's just bask in the fact that we're not covering that movie. So Please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And let's do this thing, y'all. Oh, God.
Once upon a time, there lived an enchanted company. It thrived on breaking new ground in technology, artistry, and entertainment. It brought joy to both children and adults, and was deemed by many as the happiest place on Earth. But like many companies, they lost their way and became greedy, selfish, and uninspired.
Absolutely.
Then one day, a writer appeared with a completely original idea. The company sneered at the script and turned the writer away. But she warned them there's only so long Pixar can get away with being the only department that didn't use existing IP. And when the company dismissed her again, her appearance melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The company tried to apologize when they saw she was marketable and begged her to be a new Disney princess. But it was too late. She saw there was no creativity in their hearts. So as punishment, she transformed them into empty shells. Which, okay, wasn't that big a stretch. But all their animated classics transformed into soulless remakes. As the years passed, people got used to more and more bland replacements being pushed out, but nobody ever truly loved them. For who could love a company that seemed deceased?
I like that one. That was nice. Boy, he's putting his all into the bad nail job. Jesus! Charts!
Oh, sorry. That was my tum-tum. Haven't eaten all day.
Well, I told you we'd be able to eat faster if you just signed with your pen nails.
What are you guys doing here?
It's come to our attention you've been reviewing Disney Renaissance movies.
Therefore, we'd like for you to look over Beauty and the Beast.
Why? I mean, I love that movie, but why now?
Our remakes have been slipping recently.
Even though Mufasa was the #1 movie in the world.
But wasn't Sonic 3 #1 in America?
#1 in the world?
Okay.
It's still not the numbers we wanted.
So we want you to remind the people that the Disney Renaissance can still make money.
You mean, it's still worth watching?
Tomato.
See, you saw that, right? I nearly got that. I'm just distracted by their fabulous nails. Ugh.
So get back to that critiquing thing you do.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll inspire you to take a chance on influential films again.
Did you hear what he said?
No, the word money was never mentioned.
Let's try to find Disney's heart again.
You're gonna have to dig deep.
While Disney is certainly doing better than in 2023, there's still people tugging at their collars about what's coming out next. Inside Out 2, Moana 2, and Deadpool 3 were all big hit sequels, and it looks like that's mostly all we're gonna be getting from them.
Well, Snow
With the
White.
animated Beauty and the Beast, though, audiences were won over by, yes, a
And
story
Lilo and
everybody
Stitch.
knew, but was so artistically elegant and emotionally delightful that it breathed new life into a tale as old as time.
I'm sorry. I have to stop for a second. Can you guys believe that they're remaking Lilo and Stitch? But to be fair, DreamWorks is not that much different. They're remaking How to Train Your Dragon. Why? And literally they're using the same actors as in the first one, except for Jay Baruchel or whatever the hell his name is. Can you believe this? What have we become? Seriously, as a society, man. It's so... Ugh.
Being the first animated film to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar, the first Disney film to become a stage musical, and even getting a 10-minute standing ovation at the New York Film Festival, with a version of the film that wasn't even finished. While other Disney movies have certainly become bigger hits, Beauty and the Beast achieved a similar success Snow White did years ago, by not only delighting children, but delighting adults so much it made them feel like children again. Animated hits nowadays certainly appease both young and old, but they borrow a lot from the Toy Story / Shrek way of writing, throwing in a lot of modern speak and adult-centered humor. Beauty and the Beast was different because it relied only on the charm of its beautiful animation, memorable songs, and delightful characters. There's nothing wrong with Robin Williams' jokes in Aladdin or Jack Black's catchphrases in Kung Fu Panda, but imagine an animated film with similar success that had none of that. It just won you over because it made you believe in fairy tales again. There's a lot of very grown-up techniques that go into making you feel like a kid again, and we're gonna go into how this movie did it back in 1991. Because sometimes we can forget how important just good, simple storytelling can be.
What about a live-action remake of Moana 2?
We haven't even made a live-action remake of Moana 1.
Idiot! Always think ahead.
How about a live-action remake of Moana 3 before Moana 3 comes out?
Brilliant! Write the contracts.
Nom, 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 nom. Delicious.
Let's take a look at
Seems
Beauty and the
like
Beast.
they would do some shit like
The
that.
film begins with maybe my favorite opening shot in any animated film.
And Bambi's mom. Did you notice that? Right in the corner there, it's Bambi's mom.
With
She
maybe my favorite
gets up
opening
the
shot
same
in
way.
any animated film. Lion King, of course, is epic, but on an artistic and technical level, this is just gorgeous. As we're told about a spoiled prince who turned away an old woman looking for shelter, offering only a rose as payment.
Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away.
Hey, you only look a touch less weird than your stained glass window version. The old lady becomes a beautiful enchantress and turns him into a beast and even curses the people who live there.
Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with. He didn't ask for that. He was trying to scrape out a living.
He's told if he can fall in love and have that love returned before the last petal on the rose falls, the spell will be broken.
As the years passed, he fell into despair.
In fact, the kingdom kind of forgot they were even ruled by anybody. Yeah, I wonder why he didn't go to his parents, the king and queen, to ask for help. Oh, the enchantress visited them too. Never mind.
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Yeah, you may have noticed this goes by textbook fairy tale rules and nothing complicated or literal like Belle inventing the first washing machine or anything.
So stupid!
But it works wonderfully for this story. We go from someone like Snow White, who lived entirely in a world of emotional storytelling, to someone like Ariel, who was more modern but still had a pretty simple longing, to Belle, played by Paige O'Hara. On top of getting one of the best intro songs of all time, I mean, no wonder this became a Broadway show. This is clearly taking a lot of Broadway notes. But Belle is one of those few animated heroines who walks that fine line of almost being a Disney stereotype, but surprisingly balances out.
There must be more than this provincial life.
Yeah, she's pretty, has a nice voice, and is very dainty and elegant like many Disney ladies.
And also doesn't use freaking auto-tune.
But she's a touch more complicated without being too complicated. The town sings about how odd she is because she's a bookworm at a time when women didn't really read. She wants something more in her life but doesn't quite know what. And she's longed after because she looks good, but she mainly just keeps to herself.
It's not right for a woman to read.
Gaston, you are positively primeval.
Why, thank you, Belle.
A similar archetype would either be too perfect or too whiny, but because they have a clear understanding of this world and how she fits in it, she works out perfectly.
Here in town, there's only she who is beautiful as me.
Speaking of perfect, Gaston, played by Richard White, is also as perfect a villain as you can get. He starts off as just a funny jerk, but organically becomes more and more evil because you can tell he's used to always getting what he wants.
Don't I deserve the best?
Well, of course. I mean, you do, but I'm just...
He's a hero, he's a badass, in any other Disney flick he might have been the love interest. But it's that inability to look deeper that, just like the Beast, leads to his downfall. If the Enchantress didn't show up, the Beast probably would be just a richer version of this guy.
No beast alive stands a chance against you, and no girl for that matter.
It's true, LeFou.
Oh, there's also something funny about town, literally named after their physical attributes.
It's true, LeFou.
Belle, Lumiere.
Beast! Mrs. Potts, dear.
Maurice?
Oh, that last one didn't sound right. Call him Mustache. I point out little details before, like how Belle is the only one to wear blue in this town, so she stands out more. And despite everyone remembering CG mainly being used in the chandelier scene, they do sneak it in at other moments, too. With that said, I was actually surprised there was no CG used for this shot.
Really?
It's just really good drawings and layering. I love discovering things like that.
Wow.
It's my favorite. Far-off places, daring sword fights, magic spells, a prince in disguise.
Isn't it nice when you can advertise other Disney films and your current Disney film at the same time?
Not
Can you
really.
read this? There's no pictures.
Man.
Liar. Also, based on the way you're holding it, what kind of pictures are you used to looking at?
Yeah, right?
I'll have this thing fixed in no time.
Bells.
Medieval porn magazines. It was totally a thing. They had to use drawings. Stick figure.
Father Maurice, played by Rex Everhart, is a bumbling inventor trying to enter his latest invention into the fair. He gets lost along the way, though, and stumbles across the Castle of the Beast. Now, a lot of people say if Lion King is ever re-released on IMAX, definitely go see it. Well, that goes the same for this film, because this castle is one of the most awesome castles in any Disney flick.
Why has
it manages to go from dark and gothic to enchantingly beautiful just by changing the lighting. Think about it. These two shots are the same room. That is just so cool to me.
Oh, that's crazy. I just realized that.
Hello. We're introduced to Cogsworth and Lumiere, played by David Ogden Stiers and Jerry Orbach. And yes, I love how many people didn't know him and the Law and Order guy are the same person. Who welcome him to the castle.
Oh, you are soaked to the bone, monsieur. Come, warm yourself by the fire.
As the only person in France with a French accent for some reason, I welcome you.
Well, hello there, boy.
Everybody should have
okay,
a French
seriously.
accent.
The dog got transformed? The servants is weird enough, but what did the dog do to deserve this damnation? Was he just a bad dog? The beast bursts in, played by Robbie Benson, and is an Escon.
Robbie Benson.
I just needed a place to stay.
I'll give you a place to stay.
Oh, please.
Does it have internet? Back at home, Gaston prepares to marry Belle, despite him not even asking her yet.
Well, the little ones play on the floor with the dogs. We'll have 6 or 7.
Dogs?
No, Belle. Strapping boys like me.
My Y chromosome will beat the shit out of your X chromosome to make sure no girls happen. She, of course, turns him down, leading to a sweeping musical moment so beautiful, I have to point out the few rushed drawings that look hilarious freeze-framed. I want derpy derpy dorpy dorpy dorpy. When her father's horse returns without him.
Where's Papa? We have to find him. You have to take me to him.
He might not have internet.
How did you find me?
She makes her way to the castle and discovers her father's locked up. Unfortunately, the beast discovers her too.
Take me instead.
You would take his place?
She offers her life for her father and he agrees, sending him back to the village.
He's no longer your concern. Take him to the village.
Nobody saw that?
Even the spiders got transformed? How does this work?
No, it's a cicada. Come on. And wait. You're saying that the spider is the... Then why didn't it just try to eat people then? If it's a spider.
Is there just a barrage of stagecoach webs throughout the castle?
The castle is your home now, so you can go anywhere you like.
Guy.
Even though she's a prisoner, the beast gives her free reign over the castle. And despite this rendition breathing new life into the story, it is cool seeing not only the influence of the 1946 classic, but also some other Disney influences like Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
No one says no to Gaston.
Speaking of which, our own Brom Bonehead here sulks over his rejection as LeFou, played by Jesse Cordy, sings probably Disney's funniest villain song.
No one's next as incredibly thick as Gaston.
Oh my.
Alan Menken and Howard Ashman returned to do the songs, and do I even need to explain why they're so good? You probably have most of them memorized.
Yeah.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
And by all, I mean half. Yeah, I think it goes without saying
seriously.
people have definitely had fun with the freeze frames here.
Barge!
My God, if that Gaston got with this Belle, I think you'd have Weasel from DC Comics.
Help! Children, help me!
Maurice enters the bar, though, saying Belle's been captured by a beast, and of course, nobody believes it. Gaston sees this as an opportunity, leading to my favorite lyric.
Plans to persecute harmless crackpots like Gaston.
Slight spoiler, but it's worth it.
Also, you could be president that way.
As Belle is approached by Mrs. Potts, played by Angela Lansbury, and her son Chip, played by Bradley Pierce.
Want to see me do a trick?
Chip. Oops. That was a very brave thing you did, my dear.
We all think so.
What, blowing bubbles? Bubbles! Meanwhile, Beast discusses the possibility of her breaking the spell.
Bubbles are God.
You fall in love with her, she falls in love with you. We'll be human again by midnight.
It's not that easy, Lumiere. These things take time.
In most cases, it takes 3 days, maybe a month. Belle refuses to come down for
who
dinner,
knows
though,
how long
resulting
it
in the
took him
Beast
to
once again losing his temper.
You can't stay in there forever.
Yes, I can.
Fine. Then go ahead and starve.
Seeing her waist, I think she is. Later that night, she leaves the room, and the servants offer her dinner, leading to the big showstopper, Be Our Guest.
Be our guest, we our guest, be our guest.
The song was originally meant for when Maurice arrives, but as the number got grander and grander, they figured it made more sense to put it in the middle of the flick. And I think this makes sense because not only would it have been too much too early the other way around, but it allows Belle to make a connection with the servants and the castle, so it's not quite as threatening. Lumiere offers her a tour, though Cogsworth thinks it might not be the best idea.
You know how they could have salvaged that, though? It's like they just started. This, like, you know, you want to be? And then the beast just comes right in, and he's like, who are you? What are you doing here? Like, Lumiere would be so mad. It's like, oh, man, my song number. Wait, how did I do that? I have...
We can't let her go poking around in certain places, if you know what I mean.
She's not interrupting our game of put that stick of hot wax in my gears, catch my drift.
What's up there?
Where? There? Oh, nothing.
They do end up giving her a tour, but she gets separated and ends up in the West Wing. Let me play my favorite game. He loves me, he loves me not. He loves me, he loves me not. Okay, I took that from Animaniacs, but it's too damn funny not to repeat.
Possibly. Yeah, I knew I recognized that.
Out and she happily complies until a bunch of wolves chase after her.
Let's see.
She's my
So
dinner.
cool.
He fights them off, leaving him half dead. I know I've said this before, but her expression after he saves her is amazing. Nothing needs to be verbalized. You see everything going on in her head with this fantastic animation. Oh, I mean, needs more blank emptiness. Okay, you saw my review of the other movie. You know my problem.
If you hold still, it wouldn't
Why does it have to
much.
exist?
If you hadn't have run away, this wouldn't have happened.
If you hadn't frightened me, I wouldn't have run away.
Mad About Beast will be right back.
Now, can you somebody please tell me why the remake has to exist? You know, I freaking hate it more than the Lion King remake. I honestly do. I don't know why, but it pissed me off less. Somehow. Let's add more drama let's add scenes that go nowhere. And I know the Lion King remake did that too, but it's really noticeable in the Disney, in the Beauty and the Beast remake. And also, Belle is the reason why. Emma Watson, whatever the frick her name is a horrible Belle. Like, why auto-tune, man? Why?
Town Gaston makes a deal with a Frodo prototype to throw Maurice in an asylum if Belle doesn't agree to marry him.
Oh, that is despicable. I love it.
It's then revealed this was one of the inmates of the asylum. He's put back in a straitjacket, and the real official says, yeah, we'll do it, we just need double the money.
Ain't health industry grand?
I've never felt this way about anyone.
At the castle, Beast is so taken that she brought him back and nursed him to health that he wants to do something nice for her. So he gives her his library.
You have to close your eyes.
Or put meme glasses and white text over them, either works.
I've never seen so many books in all my life.
Then it's yours.
When you consider they don't actually start acting nice towards each other until the 50-minute mark, you realize how quickly but efficiently they set up their chemistry.
Yeah.
They don't just see each other and fall in love, it has to be built over time. It works because the acting and animation is creating quick but still charming chemistry. There's little touches showing them both making an effort to understand the other. And of course, the music.
And now he's dear and so unsure.
I should really give a chance to my captor.
When I'm human again, only human again.
Oh, right. I guess I should talk about the song To Be Human Again added to the original version.
Oh, yeah.
When they re-released on IMAX, they added this additional song, and I guess it's not bad, but it's not really neat.
Good either.
I mean, that's literally 3 songs in a row with only a few seconds breaks in between.
You can see why.
The only thing it does add is one more scene between Belle and Beast, which I feel like the movie does kind of need.
Could you read it again?
Well, here, why don't you read it to me?
Just going from them singing there might be something there to instantly the big romantic night is a touch quick, even by Disney standards. I do feel like they needed one more moment in between to smooth it out, and this doesn't do that bad a job of that. Still, that doesn't take away from everyone falling in love with its flagship song sequence, Beauty and the Beast.
Barely even friends, then somebody bends.
I know this is a weird thing to compliment, but I like unexpected things happening during this sequence. The dog barks, and then the Beast isn't sure he remembers how to dance. He wasn't even expecting to dance until Belle unexpectedly dragged him in. The painted angels are possessed. They're just little things that show not every detail has to be perfect, and sometimes that can make it even more delightful.
As the sun will rise.
The chandelier shot everybody praises almost didn't happen because they had no idea if it would render in time. The technology just wasn't advanced enough yet. So, as a backup, they're going to have the entire room be dark and have just one spotlight on them the whole time. So you couldn't see the rest of the background. Smart idea, but I'm glad the glitch gremlins allowed us to see this final version. I feel like if not, it might have looked like a Super Nintendo game.
Jesus.
If only I could see my father again. Just for a moment.
When Belle starts missing her father, though, Beast says he has a magic mirror that he swears he didn't use to spy on her at inappropriate moments. Not twice, anyway. And she sees he's freezing to death trying to save her.
He may be dying, and he's all alone.
Then you must go to him.
Well, thanks, but the time it takes to change out of this dress, it might make sense to have somebody just bring him here.
Go to him.
I mean, he's closer to the castle than he is to the village. I just think it'd be smarter if...
Go to him.
You just want your bachelor pad back, don't you?
I miss my laptop alone time, you know what I mean?
Don't we all, buddy?
She does save her father, but Chip stows away as they both try to convince him that the Beast has changed.
He let me go.
That horrible beast?
But he's different now, Papa. He's changed somehow.
I guess this is as good a time as any to talk about all the Stockholm jokes made over the years. Kind of like with the song Baby It's Cold Outside, the jokes made about it are funny, I'm not going to deny that. But when you get people taking it literally like it's a serious problem, I think that's kind of silly.
It is.
First off, she's released twice and she does go. It's only when the Beast's life is in danger that she goes back, and even then she's doing it after he saved her life. Second, this is kind of like when people went nuts there was a gay character in the remake, like, oh my god, you can't have that, but literal bestiality was okay?
Yeah.
I just don't think you're supposed to think this much about a fairy tale.
May I help you?
I've come to collect your father.
As mentioned before, Gaston's about to have Maurice committed. By the way, I love the name they go with. Shows him that the Beast is real. When Gaston sees she has feelings for the Beast, he immediately tries to destroy him. Because that should win her over.
The beast will make off with your children. He'll come after them in the night.
No.
We're
No, he's
not safe
Republican.
till his head is mounted on my wall.
Tell us more, expert, who a moment ago said he wasn't real.
He's totally just a Republican. Oh, he inspired Donald Trump.
Through your courage to the sticking place. We're counting on Gaston to lead the way.
They sing Kill the Beast, which is kind of cool. It's like we got a villain song and a half in this. And while the Beast sulks, the castle tries to fight off the intruders. Wow, that is some intense body horror right there.
So is that.
The servants fight them off, but Gaston makes his way to the Beast.
Come on out and fight.
This
fight is animated great and choreographed great, and man, they do not make G movies like this anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this would definitely be a step above rude humor.
Yeah.
Please, don't hurt me.
Gaston cries like a little bitch, which is so great to see. And just like Belle's wonderful expression when she knows saving the Beast is the right thing to do, Beast gets the same expression when he does the right thing, thinking back to Belle's kindness. Gaston gets one more stab in, causing him to lose his balance and fall.
Don't you love that? I used to hate that. I used to hate that he would just die like that, but then, you know, it's kind of works really well because he screwed himself. He screwed himself. He had every opportunity to say, hey, I can start anew, do better, or, you know, cut the damn drama. But instead, he tries to take another stab at it, and he goes, bye-bye. It's kind of poetically funny.
Apparently he got a vision from Skeletor before he died, too.
What the...
Who does that cabbage think he is?
Starts to fade as Belle is there to say goodbye.
At least I got to see you. One last time.
Vanessa.
Who's Vanessa?
Oh, I'm dead.
Who's Vanessa?
Belle confesses her love for him, though, which, you guessed it, breaks the spell and brings him back to life.
That's some weird guy.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about the Beast's human design. First off, it's weird he doesn't get a human name. People tell me it's Adam, but if they don't say it in the movie, if he's credited as the Beast, I don't count it. Second, the director said because like Belle, we all fell in love with the Beast, no human design for the prince would ever be good enough. I don't think that's true. Look at him compared to the other Disney princes. He just doesn't look right. He looks like a Prince of Egypt character drawn by a Quest for Camelot animator.
Aww.
When I was a little kid, my grandma was watching this with me and went, "Ew, turn him back to the buffalo dog." But whatever, all the servants turned back to normal. I think I like feather dusters now. They reused the animation from Sleeping Beauty. The kingdom remembers they have a patriarchal government, and they live happily ever after.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry. What kind of, think about it. What kind of an excuse is that? So, are you saying that you intentionally made him freaky looking because nobody would care about what he looked like? I'm sorry? What kind of logic is that? It just looks weird. His face, his chin looks like it's way too high. And I get it. It is weird. He looks like Tarzan for some reason too. I think they ripped off his design to make Tarzan, but made him skinnier. Maybe? It's like he's an amalgamation of Tarzan and I think either Aladdin or Prince Eric. The drawing, it's just so weird, isn't it?
Was Beauty and the Beast. Big surprise, it's still fantastic.
Oh, of course.
I mean, this is easily top 5, hell, maybe even top 3 best animated Disney films of all time.
See, wasn't I just telling you about that? I know it's about my favorites, but, come on. Everybody's their own freaking critic with Disney movies. They raised us. And for better or worse, especially how morally bankrupt they are now, they're still going to be in our lives. And don't take the hateful rights words about them because they're just mad that they look like the bad guys. Sorry, not sorry.
While Little Mermaid reset the groundwork for what a Disney fairy tale should be like, this perfected it. You can still watch it and notice little touches in the background and foreground that make it even more artistically pleasing. It's very easy to buy the chemistry between these two, despite it being another quick fairy tale romance. The songs and score are hummable and achieve everything they're supposed to achieve. All the characters are memorable and still being celebrated today. It truly is the definition of a Disney classic. You can do as many crappy remakes and spin-offs as you want, but at the end of the day, there's only one animated tale as old as time.
Are you gonna do Belle's Magical World?
Goodness, I forgot how wonderful that movie really was.
Yes, I feel, dare I say it, inspired.
No, you don't. You do know how it is, and you know you'll never get that feeling again. That's what it really is.
All I needed to hear.
That apple! They shouldn't get a happy ending. They're the real villains.
What? I don't feel any different. Do you?
Just about as safe and lifeless as ever.
Did you even transform them to begin with?
No, I just like making things glow. Pretty.
I got it! Star Wars meets Captain EO in the Mars Needs Mom sequel.
Ooh, so many dead people we can awkwardly bring back to life.
What were you even trying to do?
Look at what I'm wearing. I'm clearly nuts.
I knew it. It was Margot Kidder this whole time. And yep, that's basically what it was. Didn't I just say that? I swear, I'm literally in sync with him. No lessons will be learned. Yeah.
We can't let her go poking around in certain places.
Wow. To be fair, he's not wrong that movie really is kind of weird in certain locations. Poking around. Yeah. Spectacular as I knew it would be. I love that he's doing all these things. I can't wait until he does more Disney movies. It's always really great when he does Disney movies. It's Disney. He should name himself to the nostalgic Disney guy. But let me know what you guys thought of the movie, how your experiences and how your life was shaped by this movie, because I know it touched all of your lives. And let me know in the comments below. And please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. If I do not, for anybody who's interested about Invincible, if I cannot get it onto YouTube, it will be on my Patreon ASAP. It will, I'll probably put it on as soon as I make them. So, join me. I will be filming them soon. And I'll see you on the next episode.